Hiya, and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. The game that teaches us that... Yeah, what you said, Lug. Even though Cooper Pooper fucking betrayed us, he's still on the title screen, and we love him for that. It's probably like a true bestie. Yeah, I think it's like a true bestie situation where, like, all they do is just, like, beat the shit out of each other verbally. I feel like that's what it might turn into. Granted, I'm optimistic as all hell. Anyways, let's just hop right in. We gotta go through the chapter select. I call him Cooper Pooper. Because that's his name to me. It's not Lance, it's not Cooper, it's Cooper Pooper. Remember the Flowers Part 2. Cooper Pooper Scooper. We had another fight. Aaron hates the ocean, so this is where I go when I need to get away from him. Nope, not just him. Sometimes I come here because I need to get away from everything else too. The sharp, nostalgic scent of salt hits my nose. Let me move the mic closer. I take another deep breath, holding it in. There was a time when his voice used to make me feel safe, when 3 simple words could keep me grounded. But when I imagine Aaron trying to say those words now, I can't stand it. I'm interrupted by a strange sensation around my legs. Am I sinking? Oh, damn it. Reach down to roll my pants up so they don't get wet, though I'm already too late. Strange. I can't feel the water. My fingers drag along the surface. The pressure is there, but nothing else. The issue last night with my headphones hurting my ears is because, like, you know when you wear a pair of headphones for an extended period of time and it just, like, hurts the skin? That's what was happening. Pressure's there, but nothing else. Standing upright, a wave of dizziness hits me hard and my focus slips. What was I doing just now? Hey, Lance! My ears pick up that voice. Turn toward the beach. An antlered silhouette stands on the shore, barely illuminated by the pale moonlight. He motions for me to come back. Did I really walk out this far? I try making my way to the shore, but each step I take only lets the tide pull me out further. I try calling to him, but nothing comes. The ocean is lapping at my waist now, and the whole time he just keeps waving like nothing's wrong. Like he's not miles away. I don't know how long I've been trying to reach this shore. It feels like an eternity. Without warning, the weight holding me down disappears and I stumble forward onto my knees. And then, I'm on the beach. Just like that. A familiar soft chuckle draws closer until he's standing next to me. Is he laughing at me? Try to play it off with a stifled laugh of my own. Yeah, yuck it up. Your scrawny ass still doesn't know how to swim. His laughter stops. Stops. Fuck. I keep my eyes on his wet, sandy shoes. Is he mad at me again? That's new. I look up, hoping to see anything but disappointment in his eyes, but instead I'm met with something even worse. It's Aaron. And he's wearing that horrible expression I'll never forget. No, Aaron! Please, don't! I still remember the unconstrained rage on his face when he struck me that day. When he found out what I did, when he tossed me aside for good. My scars still burn. They were infected for so long. And even after they healed, I couldn't stop myself from crying. I was alone. Again. Just like I was at the start. I don't want to remember this. Please, stop! I cover my eyes with both hands. I grit my teeth and beg for it to end. And that's all that's left are memories. All that's left is me. Sometimes in the darkness, I can hear him calling my name. Oh, we should stop running off on your own so much, Lance. Just talk to me. I slowly lower my hands. Reggie? My body jerks violently awake. There's a resounding thud as my head makes contact with the bunk above me. Ugh! I pant, squinting at my surroundings while rubbing the tender spot on my forehead. Damn it! I draw in a heavy breath, then slowly let it out. These dreams have been getting worse. I can't remember the last time I had a full night's sleep. But I'm resigned to being awake now, so I sit up and I linger like that for a good minute. The room is dead quiet without anyone snoring above me. Benji must be out and about. He's an early riser, so that's not surprising. I open my Axiom to see if anyone's left any messages. Nothing. Just how I like it. I groan, rub my face through my hands, and slide my feet out onto the cold floor. On mornings like this, hitting the gym is the best thing for me. It's the only way I know how to push through these thoughts. Despite all the bullshit, being a member of the Fraction has its perks. From the luxury food court to the fully equipped gym, it's almost impossible to forget about the bomb around my neck. Oh. I completely forgot that he was wearing a bomb. You know, like, those, collars in Dead Man Wonderland? Oh, bye, Damien. A vacation with no tourists. There's not a soul here but me. My panting fills the quiet room, along with the rhythm of my fists against the punching bag. Wait! Wait a minute. Is he working out without music? Like, is he working out without music? That's terrifying. I'm sorry, but that's terrifying. Just pure anger, no! It's not even about the anger, it's the fact that it's terrifying. This man is batshit insane. If I want to survive this place, then I'm going to need all the help I can get. That goes for capturing Cyrus, too. The thought still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I'll get over it. It's him or me. Sorry, Sai. I have to look out for myself now. Who knows, maybe I'll finally get to beat the shit out of Aaron as well. For now, this punching bag will have to do. It's about the same size as him after all. Great practice. After about 30 minutes, I'm finally starting to work up a decent sweat. But as if on cue, I'm interrupted. Oh, great. What the hell are you doing here? Take a steadying breath and force myself to turn around. One of my new teammates. Saber stands by the gym's entrance with a scowl on his face. What does it look like I'm doing? He rolls his eyes and I grunt in frustration. That happy little squad they promised me? Yeah, not even close. This asshole and his dog have sticks up their asses ever since we met in the infirmary. Even King's gone cold on me since our first meeting. Not that I care. Hey, don't diss Patsy like that. Don't diss Patsy like that. I just don't have the patience for any of their shit right now. Thought you two were still in the hospital. Not that it's any of your business. We were discharged last night. Oh, hi, Lance. How's it? Saber tugs at his arm, shaking his head. Alright, I'm gonna make a list. I'm making a list. People to kill. Cooper Pooper and Saber. We're gonna have to kill them because they upset Patsy. Or they did something against Patsy that we don't like. So we're gonna have to kill them. You know what? No, we're not gonna kill Saber. We're not gonna kill Saber. Instead, we're gonna chop his legs off. We're gonna give him the Leo Alvarez treatment. I mean, hey, Lance. Wolf tries to look intimidating, but it looks more like constipation. I choke back a laugh. Guess I'll take my leave then. Have fun. Wait, I mean, don't you think it'd be a good idea to practice our coordination? We're going to be together most of the time now, after all. I'll work better alone. Patsy ignores that, looking at Saber for an answer rather than me. That's a good point. It'd be useful to learn how he fights. It'd be useful if either of you knew how to fight in the first place. I'm surprised you didn't kick the damn bucket. Hey, cut him some slack. Neck wounds are no joke. And who was the one to put them there? That scrawny ex-prisoner of yours? Come on. Patsy's right. You two really do need practice. I fold my arms. And again, maybe you're better suited to playing traffic cop and patrolling the city. Just like everyone else around here. Saber keeps scowling while Patsy creases his brow. He just took me off guard. That's all. I've never seen someone move that fast before. We underestimated him, but that doesn't mean you can underestimate us. I'd be better off just starting this mission on my own. Yeah, let's see how far that bravado gets you. You honestly think you can bag him that easily? We're the ones who've seen him in action. He's clearly not the same Cyrus you knew before. Don't be so naive. What's naive is you letting your guard down. Maybe you shouldn't underestimate your opponent. Wrong voice, damn it. What's naive is you letting your guard down. Maybe you shouldn't underestimate your opponent next time. Maybe you shouldn't assume I'm the kind of guy you can mouth off to. In fact, why don't you get your ass over here and find out just how strong we really are? Saber cracks his knuckles in an attempt to intimidate me, only for Patsy to place a hand on his arm. Yes! Fight! Put Cooper in his place! Put him in his place! Because, god damn it, he needs to learn it. Wait, did I read that? Saber cracks his knuckles in an attempt to intimidate me, only for Patsy to place a hand on his arm. Jeez, just ignore him, Saber. Then Patsy turns to me, an eyebrow raised. You know, maybe the reason you work better alone is because nobody likes you. I don't need people to like me. Yeah, no kidding. Patsy sighs. Wolves run better in packs, Lance. Haven't you ever heard that old saying? Nope, can't say I have. Wait a fucking minute, Cooper's a wolf? I thought he was a corgi or something. I genuinely thought he was like a corgi or some shit. Fuck. This is a mindfuck. I genuinely thought he was a corgi. This is a mindfuck. Nope, can't say I have. That's too bad. He smiles at Saber, tugging his arm. Come on, Saber. King was right. Let's not waste our time. Wait, Benji's a corgi? Benji's a corgi? I thought he was a bear or something. I thought we already established this. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. It's like you said, pink foxes. I'm just fucking with you. I always knew what's his nuts was a wolf. Cooper. I forgot his name for a second. I always knew he was a wolf. I'm just fucking with you on that part, but seriously, the whole Benji is a corgi thing really is a mindfuck. I did not know that. Come on, Saber. King was right. Let's not waste our time. The dragon smirks. Let's get to it then. I can't help but snarl at the two as I walk past them. What a couple of tools. My axiom beeps right as I burst out into the hallway. When I check it, a notification appears. It's a reminder for a mission I was assigned to a week ago. I nearly forgot. I'm as good as dead if I come out empty-handed. I swipe the axiom screen away and head out. Anything's better than staying around those two. Oh my god, do we get to see Benji again? The coordinates I was given lead me into one of the many shopping districts that circle around Rasum's headquarters. I scratch my head in confusion. All the signs are so stylized I can't even tell what language they're in. And the streets are so full it's practically shoulder to shoulder. A whirring noise cuts through the air above me. I glance up just in time to see a massive bus flying by. I'll never get used to those things. You only ever see them in the more technologically advanced cities like Tensia. But everything Tensia has, Rasum just about doubles. I turn the corner, still watching the traffic overhead, before nearly crashing into a fraction soldier stationed at the street's edge. He nods as I slide past him. I force myself to nod back. Just another one of many. This place is crawling with fraction goons. I sigh before fiddling with my axiom again. Rasum's interactive map is about as helpful as a blindfold. The only thing it's good for is reminding me why I never leave headquarters. Lance? I jump when I hear my name from behind. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. It was like the scruffy muzzle. It was a scruffy muzzle and general build that was throwing me off. Ooh! I just want to squish him! Okay, what's his voice? Because I kind of want to give him, like, a gay voice. But also sassy. I thought he had a husband! I genuinely thought he had a husband. Like, I knew he had kids. I thought he had a husband. It's a gay furry visual novel. Benji had a wife who died and now has a boyfriend. Okay, so I can do the gay voice. The stereotypical gay voice. What are you doing here? Shopping? Or trying to anyway, what about you? Benji raises his bag. Also shopping! Need some help? Not really. Unless you know where I can find some stuffed animals. Stuffed animals? You buying a gift for someone? You said doting dad. All I thought of was bandit healer. I cannot do a bandit healer. Stuffed animals? You buying a gift for someone? Benji leans in and wiggles his eyebrows at me. Maybe someone special. Would you stop looking at me like that? It's not what you think. Okay, big guy. Come with me. I know just the place. We're going to build a bear. Benji grabs my arm and starts pulling me along. Hey, hey, hey. Personal space, remember? We're gonna get lost out here if I don't take you by the hand. I grumble. This is way harder than living on the street. There's too many people to keep track of here. Crowded places make me feel uneasy. Benji, though, doesn't have a care in the world as he drags me right through the doors of a building much larger and wider than the others. I get plenty of gifts for my partner here. They have just about everything. Lovely, but does a shop really have to be this big? What, you mean the mall? The hell's a mall? You've never been to a mall? I snap at him. Does it sound like I've been to a mall? Sorry, I keep forgetting you're new to the city. Benji chuckles at me. I've been to a few of the big cities before, just never for too long. I see. When I can afford it, I try to bring my kids here every once in a while. There's nothing like this out in the countryside. Wait a minute, Benji doesn't have a collar on. Oh, only the higher-ups get those? Oh, he's not a... He's free! He can live all his wildest dreams. He can go to Disneyland, do a sick as hell backflips into a waterfall so he looks majestic, overthrow the government, go to Dollar General. He can do whatever he wants. There's nothing like this out in the countryside. The more I look around, the more I am overwhelmed I am by the number of stores and stalls surrounding it. Each store we pass has a new sign above it. Wait, who's Darius? Which one? There's like 3 of them. Are you talking about the old one? Oh, him. Oh, okay. Kind of reminds me of a black market, but for rich people, I guess. I wouldn't exactly call me rich, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You can find clothes, electronics, toys, just about anything, really. Benji, I have a question. I have a genuine question. Can we go to the Apple Store and program all the Macs to scream slurs? I feel like that would be hilarious. Maybe I should show you the food court first. I groan and shove my hands in my pockets. Benji looks over at me. You know, gift shopping is supposed to be fun. I already told you it's not a gift, it's more like a favor. Huh. Who's this lucky friend of yours anyway? That's a detail Benji can't know about. But saying it's classified hasn't worked out well for me in the past. It's just a pen pal of mine. A pen pal? Yeah, sometimes we send each other stuff. It's not a big deal. Right. What? Nothing. You just didn't strike me as the type that writes letters. Or even writes. In general, or reads. Well, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge, huh? What the hell am I thinking? I can barely even write my own name. But if it gets him off my back, then it's fine. No, because Aaron can't write either. They don't know how to write. But do they know how to read? I actually don't think they actually know. They probably do know how to read. They probably do know how to read. They can read, they just don't know how to write. I wouldn't say they're iPad babies. I'd say they're closer to Chat GPT workers. Fucking AI warriors. But if it gets him off my back, then it's fine. Lance, I'm sure you're a man of many talents, but lying isn't one of them. Damn it! That's a good thing to be bad at, though. I mumble back and nothing reply. If Benji really knew anything about me, he'd never speak to me again, that's for certain. Some lies just come easier than others. So, about those stuffed animals, what's your budget looking like, pal? Budget isn't an issue. They're, good about compensating me. In that case, let's head down this way. There should be a novelty shop further back. Literally, all Cyrus would have to do to defeat Lance is just write on a piece of paper and post it somewhere public. Lance is a stinky poo-poo. That's all he'd have to do. You are poopy head. Or Rasum is stinky. Or better yet. Fuck, it's on my computer. It's not on my phone. It's a thing. I'm gonna have to write it. I'm gonna have to read it. I'm gonna have to censor this out. Need to keep in mind the timestamp. 27:34. Okay. I've come to make an announcement. Cooper is a... Let's head down this way. There should be a novelty shop further back. No, it's from this Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker post. Every now and then, Benji gets distracted by the various stalls set up between shops. I don't mind. I'm more than content just listening to him ramble on, happily bagging trinkets he tells me his kids might like. At least he's having a good time. That's not easy to do with me around. No, because Axioms are wristwatches. They're much bigger than him. It's like an Axiom is like a Fitbit. It's like a high-tech Fitbit or like an Apple Watch. The fancy ones are like the size of an iPhone or something. That's not easy to do with me around. Wolves and packs. That Patsy guy gets on my damn nerves. Can't let someone like him get stuck in my head. Yet, there he is, and now I can't stop myself from wondering. What does Benji think about me? Does he like me? Does he consider us friends? The only people who ever fit that label were Aaron and Reggie. And Cyrus. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I don't think Benji wants to add himself to that list. Besides, I'm going to be leaving as soon as I can anyway. We're standing by a stall covered in brightly colored treats when Benji nudges my shoulder. Whoa, check it out! They still have Muzzle Munch in stock. Seriously, the best chocolates I've ever had, even if they make my stomach hurt sometimes. Benji! You shouldn't be eating chocolate! Aren't you allergic? Dogs can't have chocolate! I thought that brand all got recalled, but I guess... Hey, Benji. Yeah? Wanted to ask you something, but don't look too hard into it or whatever. Benji lifts an eyebrow. Are we friends? Huh? What do you mean? I blink, mouth open, then quickly stare up at an open skylight like an answer might fall through. Lines of flying cars above us stretch out like black spider webs. Nothing. Stupid question. Benji shakes his head. I must be doing a bad job if you had to go out of your way to ask. Of course we're friends, man! You go plushie shopping with just anyone? Hell if I know. You seem like the type of guy that likes to go around helping others. Wouldn't be working at Resume otherwise, right? You got me there. Just take my word for it, then. I nod back, though Benji doesn't look convinced. I don't mean to start prying now, but are you doing okay? With work and everything? Yeah, of course. He sighs and crosses his arms. It's okay to not be doing anything, you know. I grumble back. I'm just not super thrilled with my new team. 1 week in and they're already pissing me off. Well, getting used to a new team takes time. Time and mutual respect. Not to assume anything with that, but... But? You have a strong... personality. Benji, you can say it! He's a bitch! He smiles nervously and I furrow my brows while looking the other way. Damn it. What's up? Nothing. It's nothing. I mean, they seemed happy enough for me to join last week. But now it's like a flip switch and suddenly I'm the black sheep that doesn't fit in there with their stupid little pack. The other guy acts like a spit in his cereal every time he sees me. Hasn't spoken a word to me in days. He isn't a goofy goober. Boom. I just fixed all the issues. And the other two is lackeys. One hates my guts, and the other can't seem to shut the fuck up. Says the only reason I work better alone is because nobody likes me. What the hell, right? That gets Benji to laugh. Huh. It sounds like you got your work cut out for you. Assuming you want them to like you, that is. Of course not. It's just... It's always nice knowing why someone doesn't like you, but can't think of anything I did wrong this time. Benji places his hand on my shoulder as we continue walking. Is it possible they got the vibe that you didn't like them first? You don't do yourself any favors wearing that sour look all the time. Maybe try smiling the next time you see them. That's gonna make him look even crazier than he already is. I'm sorry, but Cooper, you do not have a nice smile. Well, you do, but like... You do, but you don't. I grimace, staring at him for a moment. Have you seen my smile? Good point, I haven't had the pleasure. Yeah, whatever, you don't know what I have to deal with on a daily basis. Might have some idea. Having to deal with pissy teammates, I think we wear the same shoes in that department. Yeah, it can't be that hard. What, you just follow the doctor's orders and do some tests, right? Benji looks at me dumbfounded. Lance! What? My job's in pediatrics! Meaning I work with sick kids every day! As rewarding as that is, it's never easy. Sure, but what's it got to do with anything? Benji takes a deep breath and rubs his hands together. Sick kids leads to worried parents. And worried parents can be a handful. That can stress the whole team out. Tensions will get high, and teammates will get pissy. All I'm saying is that working with and around other people is never easy.
Not for anyone.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Luckily, our department chief manages to hold us all together. That way, every patient gets the care they need, annoying or not.
Benji thinks for a moment, then rubs over his left arm. Still has the scars on it from when I attacked him.
Could be that your introductions need a little work as well.
Put my ears pinned back as I clear my throat for an excuse.
Not saying I didn't deserve what I got, just that you might have rubbed them the wrong way is all, even if you didn't mean to.
He pets the scars again before folding his arms over his chest.
The real pain in the ass was trying to convince Aiden these wounds were an accident.
Who the hell is Aiden?
Oh, sorry, Aiden's my partner, remember?
I wrinkle my nose at him. He leans in close to whisper.
You didn't, hurt them, did you?
Of course not. Wouldn't be wondering what pissed them off if I did.
Okay, that's good. Now, and I don't mean to sound silly with this next question, but... have you tried asking them what their issue is yet?
I blink at the Shiba. He's a Shiba! First I thought he was a bear, and then a corgi, and now he's a Shiba. The full trifecta of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and someone should stop me. I blink at the Shiba. He nods back sagely before I can answer, knowing full well that I haven't.
Let me pry a little further then, if you don't mind. When you were living as a mercenary, did you ever have a place you could call home?
I've got a dingy apartment I'm hoping to get back to.
No, like, did you have people around, a family?
Maybe.
Well, maybe that's it then. Maybe you just need to get used to being around people again.
I groan and rub my face into my hands.
You're taking that harder than I thought you would.
The lackey guy won't shut up. He said the same thing. Wolves and packs or some shit like that.
I see. I've actually heard it's pretty common for wolves to end up as loners.
Oh my god. Lone wolf stereotype. Like, the, thing. Like, granted, Lance was head over heels for us when he bought us that new Fortnite skin. But at the same time, he did also kinda human traffic us, like, 15 minutes later. Or was it an hour later? Like, 1 or 2 hours later. He human trafficked us. Shoving my hands back in my pockets, I give him a stoic nod.
Funnily enough, I've also heard that group therapy works wonders for that particular demographic.
I like having my own space. Nothing wrong with that.
True, as long as that's enough to make you happy. And you were happy before, right? When you were on your own?
I shrug. Sure.
Well, I don't know the kinds of people you're teaming up with, but I still think you should give them another chance. If for no other reason than to figure out what you did to piss them off. Sate your curiosity. All you risk is losing a bit of pride, which isn't such a bad thing to be losing a bit of anyway.
Right. I guess I could try that. Benji breaks into laughter and pats me hard on the back.
That's the spirit! Now let's get you that stuffed animal.
Yeah, thanks.
And, it would be funny to watch you working in peds.
I feel like Lance would be like Major Payne. If he were to work in pediatrics, I feel like he'd be like Major Payne. Have you seen that movie? Like, I watched it for the first time, yesterday. It's like a comedy about a former U.S. Marine working in the ROTC. For the junior ROTC. It's a 90s movie, and it is amazing. I need to rewatch it.
Heck, you might even look great in scrubs. You do clean up pretty good.
What? Benji's warm laugh cuts me off as I'm pulled away towards a brightly lit store. We're in Build-A-Bear! No, we're not. I enter Vivian's chamber with one hand tugging at my collar and the other holding a stuffed tiger behind my back. It's hot as hell in here. Guess she's still trying to get those tropical plants working. I hear her humming behind a curtain of waxy leaves. She's got her headphones on, so I just kind of stand around waiting until she's done. My claws kneading into the plushy synthetic fur in the meantime. Takes a good deal of willpower not to squeeze the damn thing till its button eyes pop out. I think it's all the shitty sleep I've been getting. Makes me more irritable. It's also making it harder to get out of my own head. Try to focus on Vivian as she shuffles between two tall plants, missing their leaves with careful precision. It can't just be shitty sleep. There's something else wrong with me too. That's a fact. But what? The only obvious clue I can think of is this heavy, sick feeling that's wriggled its way into my guts ever since I left them all. Frustration, maybe? But at who? At Benji? Nah, that doesn't make sense. The feeling isn't at Benji, but more like for Benji, which doesn't make any sense either. It's almost like I want to apologize to him. But I don't know what I did wrong! Again! My claws sink further into the fabric. When Vivian spots me, she does a little jump, pulling me right out of my head and into the present. Jesus, you scared me! I offer back a smirk and a shrug. She reminds me so much of Cyrus. Something she calls heavy metal hums from her headphones as she takes them off. Not my fault. You vanished into your own little world that thing on. Wait, Vivian is Diana? I've got a fragile heart, Lance. Fragile! You know this? Remember what happened last time? Spooked her so much worse than Vivian's heart rate had spiked and her breathing got all unsteady and painful. I was actually scared I'd fucked up. Luckily, it didn't last too long. I got off with just a slap on the arm after she calmed down. How was I supposed to know you have a heart condition? And for the record, both times we're in accident. Turns out I'm just a naturally scary guy. Yeah, well... Vivian turns to me with a loose smile. Music player squeezed in her hand. Now, scary enough, I suppose. And you're late, you know. Easy, easy. I was held up for a good reason. Present the stuffed tiger to Vivian, and her eyes light up. Mission complete. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, if you say so. Here, knock yourself out. Plop it on her lap, then sink back to a chair beside the door. Vivian hugs around the plush with both hands. It's actually pretty big for someone her size. Thanks, Lance. I love him. I tell her to thank Dario instead, since his orders are the reason I'm doing this in the first place. But the praise feels nice. No problem. I suppose I'll forgive you for being late this time, but just this once. Yeah. She starts to stroke the fur on its face. It's been such a long time since I added someone new to my collection. Vivian wheels herself to her bed, which is covered in stuffed animals. Creepy. I'd even sleep with all of those. Looks uncomfortable. Au contraire. Sleeping is far more comfortable when you're surrounded by friends. Right. I'll tell you what is uncomfortable, though. Sleeping with a bunch of tubes in your back. She lets out a huff, resting her chin on her new plush. I keep telling them I don't need to be plugged in all the time, but they're adamant about it. I think the top scientists in the world might know a little more about your life support than you. They may, but those losers know nothing compared to my dad. Okay, the game is practically screaming, "This is Diana!" The game is practically screaming at the top of its lungs, "This is Diana! You will understand that this is Diana!" Oh yeah? And where is he exactly? Wouldn't you like to know? What, is that a secret too? They're like a bone already, damn! She giggles at that. Sorry, guy, but that's classified information. I blink. I know she's joking about hate being left in the dark. The plush was a tiger! Oh, fuck, that's Damien. You'll be confirmed further if we find out the name of the plush and it's Damien. I blink. I know she's joking about hate being left in the dark. What's wrong? Nothing. I point to the plush in her hand. So, any reason you want a tiger of all animals? I was just thinking about an old friend.
Trying to, anyway.
At this point, the game is just stabbing us with a knife, saying, "This woman is Diana!"
Trying to, anyway. One of my best friends was a tiger, you see. And it feels like I'm forgetting more and more about him each day. He was such a sweet and funny guy. Couldn't ask for a better friend.
She sighs, gaze falling to the floor, the plush held tightly. A quiet moment passes before she snaps out of her thoughts and looks up at me again.
Thanks for going through the trouble of finding this. Guess there is a sweet heart under that scary face after all.
Again, don't worry about it.
Again? Sorry, old lady memory and all.
She continues to dote on the tiger in her lap.
Tell me, Lance, is there anyone you miss?
Not really. She gives me the same knowing look Benji had earlier. Well...
Yeah? Go on. You never told me about your personal life.
Like you're one to talk. She smiles innocently at that. What can I say? There's not much to tell. Once there was someone I used to be close to. Now there isn't. The end.
Not so fast. I need details. Who was this someone? What were they like?
He was the only person I've ever really trusted, I guess.
The only one, huh? Must have been special.
Yeah.
What was his name? How did you meet?
Reggie. And I'm not even sure how it started.
You must remember something. What are you, in your 20s, 30s? At least I have an excuse.
Yeah, fine, alright. So I wasn't very popular in the orphanage I grew up in, go figure. Never had the face or the patience for making friends, even when I was little. And one day I'm off minding my own business when here comes this scrawny elk kid demanding to hang out with me of all people. Pretty brave, pretty stupid, considering my reputation back then. I had my space other kids didn't mess with, but he didn't care. I don't know what his reason was, maybe there isn't one. But from then on, it was like he glued himself to me. There wasn't anything I could do about it. That was really annoying, though after weeks of eating together, taking naps together, reading together, it stopped being as annoying, I guess.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'd totally pay to see a picture of angry puppy Lance.
Even if I did have one, hell I never showed off. Vivian laughs and I grin in response. It's been a while since I really stopped to think about Reggie back then. It didn't take long for me to outgrow him. Remember the first time he tried hugging me once his horn started coming in, and that's how I nearly lost my eye from that. I remember the last time he hugged me, a brief arm around my side in passing. It was just routine at that point. I shake my head. Vivian's staring. I must have gotten lost in my thoughts again.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. What happened next?
Right, so yeah. Turns out Reggie was kind of a brainiac. Always had his nose in some book. Took the adults a few years to catch on, but once they did, they sent him off to one of those fancy schools.
And you?
Yeah, right. I was never book smart like Reggie. He was always the brains and I was the brawn. He did try to tutor me, though. Of course I could never keep up. So as he pushed me for as long as he did. That guy had the patience of a saint. I sigh and loosen my shoulders. Always heard that older siblings are the ones you're supposed to look up to because they know what's best. He was like that, like an older brother. Reggie was always right about everything. I hated it.
Makes sense. You don't seem like the guy who likes to be wrong much.
Is there anyone who likes being wrong?
Well, I'm glad I was wrong about you, for one.
My mouth opens, but my brain doesn't put anything in it.
And for two, being right all the time, it's actually kind of exhausting.
Cross my arms and Vivian smiles.
As you said, older siblings always know best.
What, you got an older sister or something?
Nope, I'm an only child in my process of elimination. That means I always know best.
Uh-huh. She waves her finger at me like she's teaching me a lesson.
Hey, I might not look, but I am wise within my years. You do well to treat your elders with respect.
Right. She pouts and her expression softens.
By the way, you keep saying was. Did something happen to Reggie?
He died.
Oh.
We're both silent just long enough to make me uncomfortable. My stomach's telling me I should probably stop there, but I don't. Ever heard of the Resistance?
I haven't.
It's a rebel force trying to expose Rasoom.
Good. Someone has to.
Yeah, well, I used to be part of it before I split off. Reggie, too. One night we were out preparing for a rescue mission when Reggie got ambushed. They shot him, then he bled out. At least that's what I was told. I wasn't with him when it happened. But I should have been. Aaron should have been. I ball up my fists hard to maintain my composure, something I'm not very good at. It's hard not to wonder how different things would have been if he were still here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't have become an attack dog. Maybe me and Aaron would have...
And now, after all that, you're forced to work for Resume. I can see why you hate this place so much.
Another moment passes as she watches me expectantly, waiting for an answer. Sure.
Do you mind me asking how that part happened?
Yes, you could say they caught me off guard. Point to the Arcadia collar. I can only do so much with this damn thing attached to my neck. Can't believe I let him slip it on me so easily.
I've seen other soldiers wearing those. From what you're saying, I can only assume it's a tracking collar of sorts?
Unfortunately.
Sorry to hear they've leashed you. But I'm sure you have someone you used to work with who cares about you. Someone on the Resistance. They must be worried, no?
Vivian tilts her head. It's safe to say I don't have anyone outside these walls anymore. If there is anyone out there looking for me, they're not doing it for my benefit. Especially not them.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to touch so many sore subjects today.
It's not that, if I ever had a vision for my life, this wasn't it.
That's just how it goes sometimes. A few centuries back, someone tried to save me from this place. There are good people in Resume, as it turns out. But that didn't end well.
Considering where we are, I can only imagine.
They killed her right in front of me. And it was so long ago, I can't even remember her name anymore. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, that sucks. I have to admit, someone saying centuries ago and recalling memory is kind of disturbing. It also gets me thinking, how long has Resume had enemies? Were there people with doubts even that far back? The fact that a rebel force was eventually established means that Resume has had this coming for a long time now. Darius and Cyrus. They were both here during the fall. What about Vivian? If she really is that old, is it possible that she knew? Probably not. Vivian isn't a carrier as far as I know, more like one of Dario's pet projects. At least she's loosened up since we first met. Feeling a little looser myself too. I almost forget that I'm supposed to be irritable still, and thinking about the why on that.
Lance? Are you getting enough sleep? My bed is right over there, you know.
I'm fine.
You sure? I bet a nap would fix those bags right under your eyes.
Thanks, but no thanks. Sounds like a trap to add me to your collection.
Ah, you call me. And a life-size doll would have made it feel like a real family, too.
Count me out. Vivian waggles her brow at me, then pauses with a finger under her chin.
You know, if it were you trying to get me out back then, I bet we would have made it.
Wouldn't have tried in the first place. I mean, I like you, but not that much.
You can't get enough of me, else you wouldn't still be here.
I grunted that.
Oh, please don't get all huffy. I was just thinking out loud anyway. Even if I could leave, this place wouldn't do me any good.
Why do you say that?
I've got the same problem as you. There's no one out there waiting for me anymore.
There's a touch of melancholy in her voice, but that smile is still present.
No reason to leave and no desire to stay. Funny how that could happen. And besides, who'd take care of my plants if I were gone? I can't just leave them behind.
Drop the tension in my shoulders and put on a smirk. How about this? Once you do make it out of here, I'll take them off your hands.
What do you mean?
My roommate owns a farm. I bet he could teach me a thing or two. Can't be too hard to take care of a few plants anyway. Just throw some water on them, right?
Don't get ahead of yourself. Horticulture is far more complicated than you think. If anything goes wrong or I found out you've mistreated them, you'll have to answer to me.
What now?
Exactly.
She giggles and waves her hand at me.
Tell you what, I'll cut you a deal. Simply refer to me as your older, wiser sibling from now on, and I'll share my wealth of plant-based knowledge with you.
Yeah, in your dreams. She smiles back down at the tiger, threading her fingers through its cheeks.
I don't think I've said this enough, but I do appreciate you coming by. Really. Most people who check in on me don't stick around for very long. Honestly, everyone else who works here barely acknowledges I exist. They do their wellness checks, then go about their merry way.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. I should try doing that now.
Now, hold on a minute. Let's not be too hasty.
Oh, seriously, you can't get enough of me? Vivian crosses her arms in defeat.
Yes, you're fun to be around once I get past your poor career choices.
My ears pin back. I mean, it's not like I chose to be here.
I know.
Well, if it means anything, then I'm glad you enjoy my company, I guess.
Good. A mutually beneficial arrangement. Now, just say the magic words and we can begin your first lesson on tropical versus temperate plant care.
And I'm out.
Hey, you're not even going to try. Are you really all barking no bite?
I roll my eyes. Well, I'd love to stay for my big sister's plant seminar. I can't. Gotta get back to work soon.
Oh, what is it today? Guard duty or patrolling the city, maybe?
She watches my face closely. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. She sighs and that heavy feeling sinks down in my stomach again. What is wrong with me today?
Alright then. I'm feeling generous, so I won't be assigning you any new missions this time. However, since you did just canonize me as the older sibling in this relationship, I decree that you will get some rest ASAP.
Hold on.
And now you may take your leave. I have a lot of napping to do and so little time to do it in.
With that, she wheels herself over to her bed, then takes her time climbing onto it despite the tubes in her back. You okay?
Just dandy. You're dismissed.
She says it in a put-on sleepy tone, or faking her own snoring sounds. Vivian almost looks comfortable surrounded by all their stuffed animals. Her family. I let out my own loud yawn, noisily pop my back with a stretch, and drag myself to the door. Sleep well, Viv. Once I'm out in the hallway, I make for the elevator. It's worse now, that heavy feeling. Like a fist unfurling deep in my stomach, sending up waves of nausea. That's when I realize what I've been doing wrong. For the past week, I've kept all my business to myself. And now twice in the same day, I haven't been able to keep my damn mouth shut. Whoever called it spilling your guts got it right. That's exactly how it feels. Such a fucking idiot! Pick a spot on the lift's metal paneling and start tapping a bead on it with my forehead. Benji, Vivian, if those two knew why I was really here, they'd never speak to me again. And that'd be 2 more people who hate my guts. Good. That'd be fine with me, so long as I don't have to feel like this ever again. I bonk my head a bit too hard and curse under my breath. What if I told them everything and they didn't hate me? Because it does feel good in the moment to talk about that kind of stuff, sometimes. Elevator dings and I look down to check my head, smashing exercise and somehow press the button. It hadn't. Door splits open anyway and I'm greeted by...
Oh, just who I was looking for! You're my man of the hour!
Great.
Come.
Artemis holds the door open with a smug grin, and I have half a mind to bash my head against the wall some more. Instead, I groan, step inside, and the doors close behind me. The bitch! I'm used to going up from here, but the elevator's going down this time. I've never been past Vivian's floor.
You seem to be enjoying your time with her.
I look over at Artemis. And? What's it to you?
Just making an observation.
Tell me what you want already.
Of course. I haven't given permission to take you a tour of some of our labs. Now, doesn't that sound fun?
Rub the raised flesh on my forehead with a groan. Do I have to? I've been running around all day. I'm exhausted.
I'm sorry you have it so hard, Mr. Krager. But yes, you do. Your mission, once it truly begins, will be one fraught with many dangers and perils. The resistance won't be so easily bagged and tagged, you see.
Our target is Cyrus, not... Artemis waves a paw at me.
But luckily for you, Rathum has at its disposal very powerful means of assistance. It's important that you know the tools on this proverbial tool belt we're providing. And to that end, it's important that you know what we do down here.
I think I already have a pretty good idea.
It's adorable! But I'm confident you don't.
I roll my eyes and Artemis chuckles to himself. How much left is in this update? Just out of curiosity. After we exit the elevator, Artemis saunters forward through the cramped hall. I have to press against the wall to make room for scientists passing by.
All top-secret research is constructed at this level and below. It goes without saying that anything you witness here is strictly confidential.
Let me guess. Cannibalism, torture.
Funny. Tell me, Lance, have you ever felt inadequate?
Oh,
am I kidding? Of course you have!
I just let him talk. He's impossible when he gets like this.
You see, one of our main goals here at Rathum is providing the best care for the best candidates. That includes helping people like you.
He turns to me.
Darius believes we can overcome our physical limitations, you see. And as the oldest living man on our planet, who are we to doubt him?
Being a living corpse means beating physical limitations, and I guess he isn't wrong. Artemis leads me through a door into one of the research rooms. There, a bunch of scientists stand around a glass wall whispering to each other.
These fine folk are the real backbone of Rathum. With their minds put together, they manage to engineer countless breakthroughs.
One of the scientists turns around at that. He looks me up and down, still writing on his clipboard. I growl reflexively and Artemis waves his wrist at him. Sorry, my good man, this one isn't for your lot. The freak doesn't say a word before swiveling back to the glass. It's blurry from this position. Before what I can see, they're looking into a plain white room. What are they doing? Experimental biology! Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Step closer. There's people inside the room. I count 3. 2 stand in white puffy suits while a third lies prone on a metal table wearing nothing but a red diamond-shaped apron across her stomach. I squint at the nearly nude figure. It's a male panther. His eyes are open and all 4 of his limbs are buckled down by dozens of straps. He looks tired. One of the puffy-suited figures turns with the syringe held in one hand and hovers it over the panther's apron. That's not an apron, I think belatedly, as the hand moves into the man's stomach. Take a firm step back. You know, the whole cannibal torture thing, I didn't actually think. Artemis sucks through his teeth. Now, don't be so close-minded. Torture requires pain, and I can assure you that the subject in question feels nothing. Artemis licks his lips, so much gets me to punch them right off his smug face. Run me all the way down here, just strap me to a table and pull my insides out, and get on with it already. Stop wasting my time. Artemis jabs me once in the hip bone. No, you fool, I'm showing you how to make the tool for your fucking tool belt. Points at the scientist, the glass wall, and the grisly scene beyond it. This is what Rathum offers. The culmination of countless trials and sacrifices. Looks like you're still culminating to me. No. Iteration is the name of the game now. Refinement of a product already made, already culminated. Sharpening the tool, if you will. And is this what they're used for, the carriers? Artemis clicks his tongue and waves his finger at me disapprovingly. Now, that would be fools. Honestly, do you ever think before you speak? Carriers are expensive, valuable, precious. Meanwhile, iterative experiments have little requirements for the subjects themselves. Artemis bumps his shoulders into mine and drops his voice to a whisper. With speaking of, you wouldn't happen to know anyone with a profile suitable for iterating upon, would you? What kind of profile makes someone suitable for that? You know the type. No family, no friends, no conscience. Sound familiar? I grunt and a smile brightens. Tests that don't require willing participants instead require greater precautionary measures, you see. Because Rathum has appearances to maintain and ethical codes to uphold, of course. That one in there, while I personally vetted the man's criminal record myself, and I dare say, the things he's done make someone like you look like a saint. We won't miss him, believe me. As shitty as it sounds, I get it. If it disappeared, the world wouldn't be crying over me either. But this is just... I don't even know. Sure, but I kind of already got a job I'm supposed to be doing. All I'm asking from you is that the next time you're out doing your job, whether that be in a mall with a friend or in a bedroom indulging the fantasies of one of our subjects, you keep an eye out for any candidates showing potential, someone who would be better off as an aid to scientific progress. They'll provide me with a trusted source to put down in the inquiry form, and I can take the case from there. I grimace and stare back at the glass. What I feel in my stomach now, watching as a second syringe dives into the man's open torso, is different from what I felt outside the elevator. That one, an inward kind of pain. Then I guess this isn't. Mr. Krager, look at me and tell me I'm wrong about you. You are a practical, pragmatic, no-nonsense man who knows what he wants and cuts through all the crap to get it, yes? You're a man of action, not like these men here. Waves at the huddled white coats. Not a man of science, bound by rules and rigor of methods, of who's and why's. Because to you, it doesn't matter why a thing works, just that it does. You don't need to know who is on that table, so as long as you're not. No, for men like you, all you need is a where and a when. All that matters, and your track record will agree, is that you get what you want. I cinch my brow. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but it's pissing me off. I could easily be a scientist. You're missing my damn point on purpose. You're doing it on purpose. The weasel smooths his coat out and resets himself. My point is, we have what you want, and I'm offering you a way to get it. And what I want is... Money, of course, money! Oh, we have plenty of documentation on Mr. Krager's driving motivations within our system, believe you me. Think of it like a side hustle. More mercenary work just like before, except with much better payouts. Make some use of those talents of yours, and you could walk out of Rathum as one of the richest men in the country. Hell, might even put you on the company insurance plan. I only have one question, Artemis. I only have one question. Do you cover dental? Does it cover dental, and how much does it pay? Actually, that's 2 questions. Wait a minute. He does have pearly whites. Which means they do have dental. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Nah. Artemis pauses for a breath and sighs.
There really is no helping some people.
You're an annoying bastard. Has anyone ever told you that?
All the time! Why do you ask?
Just need to make sure I wasn't going crazy.
You won't survive here long if you're not a little crazy.
His smile flattens and he makes his way towards a door opposite the one we came through.
Commerthum has much more than money to offer you.
We're gonna leave off here tonight. They offer dental! And not just that, they also pay well! Exactly! He may be a bitch, but he's offering dental. He's offering general health insurance. Exactly. Just Diana made this whole thing worth it. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.